All right, today we have PWG and Tobias Becs in the house. How you guys doing?
Everything is good, thanks.
All good, thanks.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm good, man. Welcome to Urban Pitch and welcome to LA, guys.
Thanks for having
Thanks.
us.
Great to be back.
I know you guys have. Okay, how is your guys? I'm just gonna jump right into like the fun stuff, like the juicy stuff. You know what I mean? What's your guys' relationship status? Not with each other, obviously. What's your relationship status? You have a girlfriend?
I don't.
You don't have a girlfriend
I'm
at the
single.
moment? Okay. PWG, you still have the same?
I still have the same
thing?
girlfriend, yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with Tobias then. How's it? You were saying that you were a little bit sick though, right? So you've been kind of just bouncing back, right? But have you been able to go out at all since you've been here?
No, we haven't actually gone out yet. It's
Okay.
more been freestyling, checking out, creating content.
Yeah.
But we might go out today. Is my
Tonight?
last night, so
Tonight's your
we'll
last.
see,
So you guys are planning on. Okay, so you guys are both pretty familiar with LA though. Like,
Yeah,
how many times have you guys been here?
I think this is my third or fourth time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And third here.
Okay. So then, where you guys, if you guys do go out, what area you guys plan on like hanging out in?
I've actually never been out in LA, so
Okay.
it will be up to Kevin.
Okay, it's up to Kevin. Kevin
Yeah.
Medina, your host.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna second his notion, and we're gonna go Long Beach.
Long Beach?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Long Beach is fun and all that, but I don't know if it's like the hotbed. Like out of all the places in LA to party, right?
But I think we're more looking for the chill kind
Yeah.
of vibe.
Low key vibe.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long Beach might be good for that then. It's a good place to hang out. What else have you guys been doing so far while you've been here? Anything cool and exciting?
I think so. We've been. It's kind of like vacation. We just
Yeah.
came from Tokyo.
Okay.
But we have been creating content, training, meeting up with local freestylers,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's been kind of fun. Like just trying to hunt for new locations, create content, and promote the sport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why'd you laugh earlier then?
No, because I mean, we've been here for a week, and I think back, and the only thing we've been doing is filming, sleeping,
Right.
and eating.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm not mad about that at all, because if there's some place you're gonna do those three things, it's
Mhm.
LA.
Okay. So then when you guys are saying you guys have been creating content, you just mostly for like different brands, for your own brand or what, social media?
Yeah, it's kind of like for our own brands, but also for sponsors and partners.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why we came here was just to meet up with friends and
Yeah.
just have a good time, just relax. And we barely get to have any kind of vacation, even
Yeah.
though we're lucky we get to travel a lot.
Right.
So it's kind of cool just to come here to, not have too many plans.
Mhm.
We're still going to do a lot of stuff, and we're always looking for opportunities, meet new people, or
Mhm.
to create content.
All right.
But it's, it's just been like taking it as it comes and
Yeah.
not thinking too much like we normally do.
But you guys were saying like sponsors and brands. You guys, what brands and sponsors are you guys working with right now?
Well, I'm working still with Unisport just as last year.
Mhm.
So with them, I don't actually create content for them.
Yeah.
So I create content with them. So
Mhm.
as for now, this week in LA, there's nothing.
Mhm.
And maybe next week they might come up to LA and we'll shoot a video or two.
Okay.
But nothing is set in stone yet.
Right.
So
Yeah, no, I got a few sponsors and partners like Omega 3 brand.
Okay.
Also some other social media posts and my own brand for freestyle, always looking for new content
Yeah.
to create. And a few other sponsors as well. Nothing like really planned. It was
Yeah.
only like a few stuff, but it's cool to have different locations and not only stay at the same place all the time.
Right. Because I follow both of you guys' social media accounts, and especially even for freestyle, like so who does most of like your photos and all that and videos?
It's mainly me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really into photography and media content, creating videos.
All right. So then let me ask you this. So then you're doing these crazy exotic locations and you're upside down. How are you doing that one? You have is it a high-end camera? Is it your iPhone on a ledge on a rock? Well, how is this happening?
No, it's a high-end camera,
Okay.
and most of the time it's kind of like I feel like when me and Philip are traveling together,
Yeah.
we know each other that well,
Yeah.
and when I'm creating content for him, he's kind of the director, so he's telling me what he wants,
Okay.
and the opposite. So I'm telling him like, this is my vision, this is the
Right.
kind of picture I want. So I'm kind of like placing him, and then he, of course, because he know what he's doing, he kind of like does adjustments.
Mhm.
But then it's like I'm the one taking the pictures, editing it, director, but he's the one taking the picture, and the same, the opposite as well.
opposite way
Okay.
as well.
So you guys like flip flop. So when you're the director and he's the talent, you order him around, and then when it's the other way, it's vice versa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
So then, how old are you guys right now?
I'm 26.
26.
Same.
You guys are the same age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm turning 27 very very soon.
Okay.
I just turned 26 on Monday.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Okay. So then, okay, so you're from Norway and you're from Sweden, right?
No.
Okay. Then you're from Norway though.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm also from Norway.
Okay.
But
you
I'm-
live in Sweden now.
I live in Sweden.
Okay, got it. So you're Norwegian though.
Half Norwegian, half Filipino.
That's right. That's how he has that. You know, got to throw
Yeah.
that in there. That's how he gets that little slides in on the Asian championships and takes the
Definitely.
the trophy home. And all the Asians get pissed off, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about,
Exactly.
though, right?
That's how it is. That's
all
how
the
it
Asians
is.
like, who is this white dude coming in taking our trophy, right? It's a little unfair, man.
I mean, come on.
What?
The Philippines hasn't had many, you know, sporting success.
Champions.
Yeah, in pool,
Yeah.
mainly in boxing, but
Mhm.
you know, when it comes to a spheric ball that you kick
Right.
around,
Yeah.
you know, I'm there to take that trophy.
Right.
You
And
know,
you
for
do
the
every
people.
time. And you do every time.
The Norwegians takes it all, even the Asian champs.
That's hilarious, man. Okay, so then how long have you guys, you know, gone back in your guys' friendship then? Like,
Ooh, it's a long time.
okay.
Yeah.
How did it
Yeah.
happen?
I think we've been friends for like 11 years, 11, 12 years.
Okay, since you
Yeah.
guys were little kids, 13, 14 years old then,
Yeah.
right?
I think the first time we have had contact on the internet, like freestyle forums, MSN messengers. And
When you
stuff
were
like
really
that.
young.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I was doing a show in Oslo.
Yeah.
Well, a show. I was basically freestyling with my favorite football team, like my old football team,
Okay.
in Oslo.
Okay.
And he showed up
Mm-hmm.
there, and we basically had a freestyle meeting, freestyle training together at this expo.
Okay, and how old are you guys at this time then?
Ooh, I don't
This was
remember.
2007, I think. So, I don't know, 15.
Okay.
Yeah, 14, 15 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how tall was this guy back then? Because he's like 6'2",
He was
6'3" right now.
still
right?
he was still taller than me.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
like he was probably the same height that I'm now. Like, I mean,
Okay.
if not taller.
Okay.
But
So you guys knew. So you guys met, but you guys had already known each other online.
we already had
like
contact.
MS
Yeah.
Messenger and all
Yeah.
that. Okay, that's
And
crazy.
Philip started freestyling a little earlier than
Okay.
me. I had a lot of respect for him,
Uh-huh.
and I think I actually didn't know that he was going to be there.
Yeah.
It was kind of an expo, so I went in there, and I was like, shit,
This guy's good.
that's Philip.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is like, my heart started pounding because I
Really?
hadn't, yeah.
Oh, that's
Because it's
crazy.
kind of like when you,
He's
when
all,
you,
he's all like,
Yeah, no, but
you know
yeah.
how it is. Yeah.
when you have
Kind
respect.
of idolized you, huh? He was looking up to you at the time,
Yeah,
right?
definitely, definitely.
Okay.
I kind of
Cool.
felt it because
You felt it.
Well, the thing is that he was really shy, and I know
Yeah.
how he, you know, looking back at it now, I
Yeah.
know Tobias is shy,
Mhm.
but I really felt it that time because it was before he had any interaction with many freestylers
Yeah.
at all,
Okay.
and it was, you know, it was very evident.
Okay.
Yeah, and also because he's doing a performance, he's there for someone. I was just there to check out the event,
Right.
and then I didn't expect it, so it was kind of like off guard.
Mhm.
And you know how it is when you meet somebody. Yeah, I've been looking online, and I have respect for him, so it was kind of like it was cool. But
Okay.
yeah, it was.
And then you guys just hit it off from there, or what?
Yeah, I think you came to my house like, what could it be, like 3 months after?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
down
so you
south.
guys, how far away did you guys live from each other back then?
It was like with bus, it was like 8-9 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, that's kinda far.
Yeah. Okay, so this is still because this is so long ago. I'm trying to remember the internet history. So you guys were watching like his videos. Is this on YouTube still, or what was going on at this time? Facebook? What's happening?
No, Facebook.
Facebook didn't exist.
No.
No, it didn't.
Right.
So
So,
it was
then what
more
is this?
YouTube was barely there either.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was YouTube, and then you have different kind of forums. So
Okay.
we spoke a lot on forums,
Yeah.
and people posted their videos.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been watching a lot of his videos and many
Okay.
others as well. But that was how we kind of communicated through forums.
Okay. So now, fast forwarding to today, you guys are still, really tight friends, and you guys also kind of work with each other, right, and help each other out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But now you guys live even further away, right? Because you're in, right?
Well, I live in Malmö, so it's only
Yeah.
like 40 minutes extra.
Oh,
So,
really?
I mean,
okay.
it's
So like
not that
close to the border then?
close to the Danish border.
Danish border. Okay. Got it. Okay. Let's talk about, some of your guys' freestyle, what's happening now, right? Let's switch over to freestyle because I know you guys just came back from Tokyo, right? And you were saying earlier you got sick, so you didn't get to compete though.
Yeah,
right?
I was
Unfortunately.
lucky.
Yeah. You competed?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And I look back at it and
Uh-huh.
it was so bad.
What
I-
happened?
I've been injured for most part of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had injuries with hip flexor, lower patellar,
Mm-hmm.
and my ankle. So I've been on and off injuries for a year,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just getting better in the end of January. So the me going up to the competition,
Yeah.
I was in really bad shape. I was a broken man. I was
I
a
remember.
broken
I remember
freestyler.
seeing your posts about how you're, trying to get back into shape and all that, and you had competition coming up soon.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I think the worst mistake that I did was that I pushed myself too
hard?
far.
Okay.
Even the days before the competition,
Mm-hmm.
so that I didn't really get better at all.
Mhm.
It kind of got worse. So during the competition, I still had a little bit of pain in my hip flexor,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I just didn't feel. I didn't feel it on stage, basically.
Right. Okay. Is it kind of weird that, because you know how the freestyle community is still pretty small, right? Especially the top performers, right? So you guys all know each other, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much, you guys all know each other, right? And then you guys are friends, right? And there's, even within the community, you guys are friends. Is it kind of weird because you guys are friends, you hang out, and then you also, and then all of a sudden, like on what 3, 4, 5 nights out of the year, you guys are like, I don't want to say enemies, but you guys are competing with each other, right? How is that dynamic?
It's kind of like, I think we get used to it.
Okay.
And I also think that because we're that tight, it doesn't really, it's kind of course, in the moment, you really
Mhm.
want to win that battle, and you don't really care if it's your friend or not. It's like, it is a battle, I'm going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's kind of like, it's always good vibes. We don't have any bad,
Mm-hmm.
bad vibes on stage. Like,
Yeah.
if I lose, even though I feel like I won,
Yeah.
I have respect for the other guy because the judges have their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's gonna stay that forever, but at
Right.
least now when it's such a small community,
Yeah.
I think it would just hurt everyone if we're kind of like not staying friends, trying to help each other and push the sport together. So
Mhm.
I think it's kind of cool, like that we are able to be friends but still
Okay.
be able to battle on stage, and because then you are really competing. It's
Right.
like you really want to win,
Yeah.
but still you have respect for the other guy, and yeah, that's it.
What do you think?
Well, since the top 16, for example, in Tokyo,
Mhm.
they are generally the same people that has been competing
Yeah,
in the
year after
past
year.
4 or 5 years. So
Okay.
this group of people know each other in and out. And I think that we are so good friends with each
Yeah.
other that the only times that we are enemies are those 3 minutes on stage.
Okay.
Apart from that, we are friends.
Right.
So it's just game face for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And after that, it's, no matter what happened in the battle,
Mhm.
it's back to being good old friends.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Tobias have battled many times, and never see him as an enemy.
Mhm.
I see him as a threat for
Right.
me going through to the next round.
Sure.
But I don't see him as whenever we are battling against each other,
Mhm.
I always tell him it's good that we're battling because that means that one of us can go through to the next round.
Yeah.
Because if we're not battling, there could be a chance of none of us going through.
Yeah.
So are you guys both goals is to be number one in the world?
Yeah.
Both you guys have the same goal? You guys are still on that trajectory of like, I want to be the best at freestyle, number one in the world.
I think like as long as you're competing and you're attending a competition,
Yeah.
that's always my goal. It's
Yeah.
always going to be, I'm going to win that competition.
Okay.
Even though sometimes it doesn't always feel like you're 100%, you know
Sure.
that those 1.5 minutes on stage can, it's such a small amount of time, so
Mhm.
everything can happen.
Yeah.
And I think like every time you go into a battle, you should always think, I'm gonna be the winner, and
Mhm.
you need that confidence to be able to go all the way.
Mhm.
But in general, like I think my way of looking at competitions have changed a bit. Before I was really focused and I really wanted to win. But after winning a lot of competitions and attending a lot of them, also have other goals in freestyle to be able to develop the sport in different ways.
Yeah.
But of course, when you're competing, you always want to be number one.
All right.
I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah.
So
okay.
no more
Yeah.
to add.
So then, what's going on with Andrew Henderson? Is he still competing? Or is he like no longer?
He was judging the World Masters in Japan.
Yeah. So is he like no longer competing?
You never know.
Yeah,
You never
he
know.
may come back.
He can do a comeback, but he
Yeah.
hasn't competed since Melbourne 2016.
He's a good friend, and
Okay.
he always tells me that it's not like he have completely stopped,
Yeah.
but for now he have. So
Mhm.
he's not gonna do it. But you never know. Suddenly there
Right.
comes a opportunity,
Yeah.
and he feels like now is the moment, so
Yeah.
he might. But at the moment, it seems like he have stopped.
Is it like, do you think he feels like he has nothing left to prove?
Um,
Do you guys consider him the best as the the number one freestyler as in the world?
I actually had this conversation with a freestyler in Japan.
Yeah.
And I think actually that my view on freestyle being the best freestyler in the world is pretty evident, because this is like, my opinion has been out there for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, the best freestyler in the world is Shimo. Not for winning competition, because he hasn't won, he has won Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He has won Rebel Street Style. He has won several other Polish competition.
Okay.
But the thing is with him is that he is the only one who has an extremely high level in every aspect of freestyle that he performs.
Okay.
On stage, off stage, training, at home, whatever.
Okay.
And I think that adds up to a lot more than just having titles or winning competitions.
Okay. What do you think?
No, I've actually said the same. I think Shimo is one of the most complete freestylers, but it depends how you look at it, because if we're only considering battles, which is only one competition part in freestyle, it just happened to be the most, the biggest one right now, and the one most people are focusing on. But you have many different competitions, and it depends what kind of aspect of freestyle you're looking at, because Andrew is insanely good, and especially when it comes to battles. Then you have Michritz, like you said, Shimo, which also maybe have a bit problem with battles. So, and it's so hard because everybody have their own opinion, and there's so many different styles. So it's kind of like, what do you prefer, ballet or breakdance?
Okay. So then you guys are not fans of the current format, the battle format, where the 30 seconds each and then, a minute and a half? Are you guys fans? Because there's different talks about, some people want to change it and they're trying to introduce different styles in different competitions, right? Like, you guys not fans of that style? I
actually think it's really cool. I like the battle concept. It's just that I also prefer other competitions that we have in like Super Bowl, but they're not that known outside of the community.
Right.
But I think battle concept is really cool. It's just we're working on different kind of judging systems, or how to make it more so the audience understand, and also actually the freestylers understand, because sometimes we don't really understand the decisions that is being made, and it's kind of like, if you want to take the sport to the next level and talk real money, big sponsors, you need to show them that it's consequent, and the reason for the judges' decisions. Because right now it's very easy to say that I voted for him because I think it's better, even though he's obviously not, just because it's your opinion. You don't really have a judging system that people can look at, and so we have something to at least go out from. So you need some aspects to the judging.
Right. Because it seems like, even though there are different categories, right? That's the one that, especially outside of the inner freestyle circle, that everyone focuses on, right? Like, who won the battle and who's rated, ranked number 1, 2, and 3 now, kind of, right? So, do you guys think that within the freestyle community, are the other type of competitions, are they looked upon pretty favorably?
I mean, Challenge and Sick 3 are very highly rated competitions.
Okay.
If you're a lower freestyler.
Yeah.
If you're not a lower freestyler, I don't know if you care that much. I love watching Challenge. It's one of my favorite competitions to watch, especially the last 3-4 rounds. Tobias has been killing it lately with challenges.
Yeah.
But that's a competition that I would never go far in. I always compete, but I never go far, just to be able to show that I can also do some of the stuff. But it's not a competition for me. And it feels like with my style, I can only cater to battles or show flow. And I really want more. I want more concepts, way of competing, because I think that the current battle format is a little bit restricted.
Yeah.
And I think that, but at the same time, I don't think that we can change it until we have a better solution.
Okay. All right. So then you guys were both saying that, in your opinion, Shimo is the number 1, kind of the best freestyle in the world.
For me, again, it depends.
Okay.
Because it depends how you look at it and everything. But I think he's one of the most complete freestylers, at least.
One of the most complete. Got it. So who are your top 3 most complete then?
Ooh, hard one.
you're not allowed to vote for yourself.
Okay, I'm not gonna vote for myself anyways.
Okay.
I think probably Shimo, Ricardinho, and maybe Andrew Henderson.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Shimo.
Okay.
And same Ricardinho,
Okay.
but
Wow.
in terms of being a complete freestyler,
Yeah.
then I would also go Mikrits.
Okay.
Because
That was also one of my
he-
picks. Yeah.
He
Okay.
has his weaknesses,
Yeah.
but then again, his peaks are way bigger than his
Mhm.
weaknesses,
Got
because
it.
he can do.
Certain things they can do like no one can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
His peaks are really high. Right?
extremely high.
The thing
Okay.
is that he's really good at what he's doing, and
Yeah.
he has such a unique style.
Uh-huh.
But when you, for example, when I'm thinking about complete, I'm also
Yeah.
thinking about the other aspects. So if you look at
Right.
his uppers, for example,
Okay.
they're not that good. But then again,
His
if you
lowers are
compare
insane.
any of the other three that
Yeah.
I mentioned with
Okay.
his kind of style and his tricks,
Okay.
everybody is a beginner. So he
Wow.
have something that unique,
Mhm.
but still he's missing some aspects that, yeah. So for me as well, those four,
Mhm.
like including Mikrits, would be the most complete freestylers.
Got it. So for the U.S. English speakers, Mikrik, right? That's who we're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't even pronounce the way you guys are saying it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about brands. How's your company doing, by the way?
It's doing good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's what is this third year now?
I started it back in 2012,
Okay.
but the company was established in 2013.
Okay. And in terms of the maturity of the company level, where are you at? How are the sales? Are you focusing on new products now? Where are you at in terms of the company?
I feel like I've been focusing on product development since the beginning,
Mhm.
and just a few years ago when we launched the first shoe, I felt like that was a really big step.
Okay. That was the white one, right?
Yeah, that was a white one.
Yeah, which it looks really good and everyone likes to wear it. And I want to get a pair, by the way. But if you start freestyling, it gets dirty quick.
It does.
Right?
It does.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I think freestyle, is that like a strategy where you can get two, one for wearing and one for freestyle?
Definitely. And the white ones are there
Yeah.
so you can create your own story. Like you're supposed to make them dirty,
Uh-huh.
and then it's something unique.
Okay.
That's at least
All
my
right.
selling
There you
points.
go. There you
Yeah.
go. Okay.
No, but it's been cool. Like one of my other, you can say hobbies is product development,
Okay.
and I've always been kind of entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was something missing in the sport. But I first started for freestyle because I wanted to create competition and a community in Norway.
Mhm.
And I realized that I don't want to be or rely on other sponsors, because I felt like Rebel were on and off. They
Mhm.
wanted to support us. The next year they didn't want to.
Okay. So when you're saying support, like you're talking about putting on events and
Yeah.
putting money behind the sport,
Yeah.
things like that. Okay. So
Yeah.
sometimes they would kind of be involved, and other times they just wouldn't be interested. Is that
Yeah,
what?
so I was kind of pitching events like
Okay.
World Freestyle Football Day or the Norwegian Championship, or just like a happening.
Mhm.
But then sometimes they would like to work
Yeah.
with us, but then they had certain things that they needed, and it was kind of like hard to get around, and
Mhm.
not that many brands were interested because the scene was so small.
Okay.
So I realized that, okay, instead of doing that, why not just put in our own money and also create a company that can grow the sport here in Norway. So
Okay.
it was more just to get sales, to get money in, so we could develop the scene.
Okay.
But then through that, I found my passion for product development, because I was never happy with the ball that I first started with.
Mhm.
So I tried to develop it, and I looked into developments of new balls. And
You
new
were not
gear.
happy with these top level match balls that are out there?
No, I was not happy with the ball I
that
first
you
created.
created.
Yeah,
Got it,
and I felt
okay.
like it could be up to the standard of the Adidas match balls or
Wow.
any other kind of match ball.
Okay.
And I was like, why have nobody made gear specially for freestylers? Because
Yeah.
freestylers always wear football boots, football stuff. And I also felt like we were missing out, because we are always people think we are football players
Yeah.
that can do tricks, but I kind of want to create our own style, so our own gear. Like skateboarders have their gear, surfers have their gear. Like I wanted to create something different and to put us away from soccer.
Yeah. Okay. So then right now you're in terms of product development, you found an interest. Like, is there people from like all around the world that are now starting to recognize it and starting to buy and purchase different products from you?
Yeah, definitely. Like I would say our sales are really good all around the world outside of Norway. We do sell in Norway, and we have our gear in stores in all Scandinavia.
So it's in actual stores now.
Yeah,
Nice.
we have a retail partner called XXL. It's kind of
Okay.
like a big sports store in Scandinavia. and also some other retailers around Europe.
Wow.
But
Okay. That's big.
yeah, but we're also selling pretty much and pretty good online. That's where my focus is, because I don't want to rely on distributors.
Okay.
Even though we want to push it into more stores, so it's more locally for freestylers.
Is it drop shipping, or how does it work? You know, or are you still waking up in the middle of the night like, you know, ding, and like, oh man, I gotta ship this out?
I did
You did that? Okay.
for such a long time, but now I got an employee or another freestyler who's doing that. But
Philip?
no.
Philip,
No,
that's yours.
Philip is a model.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragging in the likes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but everything is happening from Oslo. We also have a warehouse, and I've been shipping some stuff out from Stockholm as well. But mainly it's Oslo, our office, and also our location where we ship out all around the world.
Okay. And you got a brand coming up soon too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
I've been working on it for a while, but
Still top secret level. What is it? Still totally undercover, or are you starting to unveil it a little bit and tell you know, at least the freestylers out there?
Yeah, the freestylers. A lot of people, freestylers out there, have actually seen one of my products.
They have.
At least one of the prototypes.
Okay.
And they probably don't know that that they've seen it.
Okay.
Because the reason why I created this it was a hat.
Okay.
I created it, and I wanted people to give me their honest opinion without them knowing that it was my brand. So I was trying
and
to.
all I have to do is go through your Instagram. I'm gonna be finding that hat, right?
I think you will.
Okay.
I think you actually will. So that's the project of 2018 for me.
Okay.
To try to develop this range of clothing, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats.
Okay.
And not competing with Tobias, but more collaborating with him to be able to create a more, how do you say it, like urban look for freestylers, and maybe try to even get into other sports as well, because I know a lot of people that, you know, dig what I do.
Yeah.
And parkour or skating as well.
Okay. It's not hard though, right? Are you the designer?
No.
Okay, so you have a designer.
I'm the brain.
Okay, so you come up with the idea, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, hey, I want a hat.
Well,
Right?
my idea is that I make a mood board.
Okay.
And then I send it to him.
Okay.
And then he creates magic, like
Really?
literally creates
And
magic.
who is this guy?
His name is Yu
One more time.
Tongzhu from China. He's a freestyler.
Okay, so he's a freestyler.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's
also a designer.
Yes, he's an extremely talented designer, and he's a good friend of mine. And he really wants to help me with this project because I wanted to be able to give back to him by sponsoring his team.
Okay, so he has a freestyle team, or he has okay. And so now you're collaborating with him, and he's your designer. So you give him ideas, and he comes up with the original design. And now what stage are you? Are you producing some of these yet, or what?
I have produced a few, but I was really not happy with the first batch. So I sent it back and didn't want to pay for it, and that made me a lot of issues with them because I was not willing to pay for it.
Okay.
So now I have.
You're looking for a new manufacturer?
Yes, exactly. Well, I'm in very close contact with a new manufacturer, and hopefully that will turn out way better than this.
Right. So this is like a kind of like a familiar story to you, right? If like you can kind of give us some wisdom on that, right? What are your, I don't want to use the word regret, right? But what was some of your biggest learning lessons, you know, like early stages of like product design and creating concepts?
I think it's being really clear about what you want, because sometimes, at least with me, it depends what kind of factory you're working with, but I've also been visiting the factories I work with in China to better understand them and how to communicate and also to create a relationship.
Okay.
But
because I saw your videos. You were going to China. You're going you're visiting the factories, right?
Yeah.
And then and you also do you have a home office now?
Yes.
Okay.
I have an office in Oslo.
And what do you mostly do in that office then?
I sit and work. Either it's product development, designs, or it's accounting, everything, because I'm doing a lot of stuff in the company.
Yeah.
And also before I did, do the shipping and everything, support and everything. But now it's mainly staying in contact with distributors, product development, and to talk with the factories on new products.
Okay. Have you been able to go to China to visit these factories yet, or no?
No.
You have plans
also, my plan is not to have the factory in China.
Okay.
So I did meet the manufacturers beforehand. So that is how I gained the trust.
Right. Where do you want to have yours?
Cambodia.
Cambodia, okay. I don't know, how much are these freestylers getting paid nowadays where you're just like taking these trips out to China and Cambodia to visit factories, man? I think I'm in the wrong business here.
We're actually not making that much money. I'm definitely not, but I'm putting everything I got into the brand and investing. And also, we're so lucky because the reason, you know, when we're doing freestyle, we are getting hired for different kind of performances or event, or you know, us personally are doing a lot of stuff. So then I'm able to travel. And then I just try to be smart with my travel. So when I'm traveling somewhere, I might also go visit the factory, or you know, it will be cheaper instead of paying everything for myself. But then, you know, you build up, and then for freestyle is a established company now. It's not, you know, it's still a struggle and it's a lot of hard work, but in the beginning it definitely was harder, and you know, you have to make everything out of each penny. But now I do have more resources to be able to develop, but it also make it harder to manage as well.
Yeah. Okay. How supportive are you guys? Because you guys are still young guys, and you guys could go in whatever direction, right? Like, how supportive is your families?
Very supportive.
Very supportive.
Yeah. I have my father has always been really supportive, and you know, my goal was to become a professional football player, and I thought I would disappoint him by not becoming a football player, because I was. People, you know, looked at me as a talented football player, but I think it was more like in my own mind. So just telling my dad that I don't want to pursue my dream and become a professional football player. I want to focus on freestyle, which back then meant to do nothing, because freestyle, you couldn't really make a living. Nobody made a living from freestyle. And he both him and my mom was so supportive, because they wanted me to do what I loved. And I kind of misunderstood. I thought I had more pressure on me, but ever since then they've always told me, like, do whatever you want to do, like, we're going to support you no matter what. And it's been very important for me to be able to do what I do, that I have that support for everything I do. Okay.
Same. What about with you?
Yeah, exactly. My mom has always been there. She never has understood anything that I do, and she is never like dug into what I do. Like, she doesn't understand freestyle. She doesn't know the difference between tricks or anything. She doesn't know anything about freestyle. But she says that whatever you do, I'm going to support you. And that's the way she supports me, like, by accepting what I do.
So she has no idea that you are a highly ranked freestyler. You're going out.
Well, she
has a general, but she doesn't know, like, the freestyle. No. Okay.
And she doesn't know, like, for example, in Tokyo, she doesn't know how I did. She didn't watch it.
So if her friend asks, you know, her, like, hey, so what, you know, how's Philip doing? What does he do for a living again? Well, what will she say?
Well, he's kicking a ball around. That's it. Okay. And for that would be exactly the same as he did 8 years ago, but now on a professional level.
Okay. So then what happened with your soccer career? You're saying that you chose to not pursue it?
It was kind of a lot of injuries, and you know, when you get older, suddenly I felt the pressure, and also because I think it was more me putting a lot of pressure on myself. I was talented. I wouldn't say I was like the most talented, but back then I thought I was like, I'm gonna be professional. So it was more disappointing myself, and I felt like I didn't have as much fun with football as I did when I was younger. And then around the same time I discovered freestyle, and I found, you know, the fun again in football. And I really enjoyed just, you know, creating new tricks or learning new tricks. And I didn't really think about it as a career choice, but I just realized that why am I still playing football when I don't find it any fun? And I really enjoy doing freestyle, and I want to do that for hours every day. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do that, even though that means I'm not going to be a professional football player, and I'm probably never going to make a living out of freestyle, or at least that's what I thought. And it was kind of hard because, you know, your foundation and everything just disappear. That's what I built my life on. I'm going to be a professional football player. I was not good in school. So I was like, okay, so now I have no plans. I'm just doing freestyle and don't know what to do with my life. So I put a lot of time into that. And, you know, luckily I also discovered that, you know, I managed to make a living out of the sport, but it took some time.
Okay. So right now, like, you guys both, you know, are doing really well in terms of you guys are recognized not only within your sport, right? Obviously accomplishments and all that. You know, I don't want to toot your guys' horn too much and make you guys feel all cocky. But obviously, you guys are recognized. You have good social media following. You guys have a company. You're gonna launch. What's the next steps in terms of like? Well, let's talk about your social media first of all. Like, is that like a full-time thing? Full-time job in terms of do you think of it that way? Is it hard to manage your social media and interact with your followers and fans?
I think it's a full-time job if you make it one. So you can choose not to respond to every feedback you get, every comment or every direct message you get.
Yeah.
But you can also choose to, like, I try to respond to everything that I get.
Okay.
Which is, it becomes a full-time job.
Yeah.
But what I want to focus on is to be able to create the content.
Yeah.
And that means that all the time when I'm not creating content, I'm thinking about how I can make this surrounding, like content around that.
Okay.
So when I'm here,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, let's do a clip here.
Yeah. Got it. So like, let's talk. So social media wise, what's your guys' preferred platform, or what do you guys spend most of your time on?
Definitely Instagram.
Instagram.
And also now recently YouTube. I've always been back and forward, but I put a lot of time into creating content that is specifically for YouTube. But I will also use that on my Instagram because I'm biggest there, and it is also the #1 platform to be on, especially when it comes to freestyle.
Right. So then, do you guys get like tons of like DMs?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
What on a daily basis? Like, how many messages are you guys getting?
For me, it depends. Like if I put out some posts and I want interaction, of course I'm gonna get more.
Yeah.
And other days I might not get that many, but everything from just a few ones to up to 100, a few hundred. Yeah.
What kind of what's the breakdown? Positive, negative, business, crazy female fans, asking for your number. What's the breakdown in terms of what you get?
I get a lot of questions, very, very simple questions, which they should know the answer of.
Right. Those get annoying. So
like,
do you answer those or not?
Well, since I'm quite lucky on that one because I do a lot of tutorials on Unisport on the YouTube channel.
So you redirect them? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So what I do is that how do I become a good football freestyler, or how do I learn this trick? And I just copy, paste a link, and then I send it, and then we get another view.
Okay, good.
And hopefully another subscriber as well. Right. So that's the easy way.
Okay.
And
so you get a lot of those, right?
I get a lot of those.
Basic questions, right? Okay.
But
what else?
Most of the questions are like, how do you train? And for me, it's such a mundane question because for me, it's always been so clear. Because whatever I want to do, I did it. And because when I was playing football, I was training day and night, football. But when my mentality changed and I shifted more into freestyle, that's what I did day and night. Right. Without tutorials, without a tutor, without a coach or a trainer or anything.
You're just doing it, right? Just do it,
exactly.
Right? Okay.
So that's what I tell them as well. But that's something that they don't seem to understand, that you just have to go out and do it to be able to learn from both your own mistakes, but from your own conquests. Like you land a new trick, so how can I make this better? You have to understand that yourself. And if you can't understand that yourself, I don't know if you have it in you to be able to reach your preferred or wished level.
Yeah. Okay. What about some of the crazy, wild DMs? Strange.
Strange.
Yeah. Tobias, you must get a lot of weird ones, huh? Freaky ones.
I'm not sure. Like I do get a few randomly stuff, but it's a lot. Like Philip said, it's a lot just simple questions, and you feel like, wow, that's a stupid question. Like, why did you ask me that? But I don't know. Yeah, there's some fan girls and fan guys as well.
Fan guys?
And pictures you don't want to press and open.
Really?
Yeah, so there's a few of those.
Just slide on those.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's quite fun because what I usually do is that when I get a really, really funny DM, I blur out the username and I post it on Twitter.
Okay.
And Caitlin, as you know, she's been loving my series of weird DMs lately. Okay. Because I'm getting.
Is that a series? Weird DMs?
Yes. Or please, I call it please don't be this guy.
Okay. Please don't be this guy. Okay. Yeah, so you blur out the the whoever it is, and then you put it on Twitter.
Yes, I do. So PWG freestyle. There's a lot of them. There. I had one dude that was mad at me for not respecting his feelings.
Okay.
What was that?
I did not want to send him my phone number so that he can call me day and night.
Oh, okay. Wow, yeah, lots of crazy demands.
Yeah.
All right, so you have a steady girlfriend, right? The one that, you know, you every time you do like a post with her, like doing a couple thing, it's all viral. I've seen it like on other accounts a lot, right? Have you seen it too, right?
Yes.
Sometimes you get credit, sometimes you don't, huh?
Most of the time, I don't get credit.
I know. Does that bother you?
Yes.
Okay, so then do you hit them up and say, hey, you know, tag or what?
Yes,
you know?
and a lot of them, I've been in contact with MCN that I'm with, and saying that, hey, either they give me credit or you take it down.
Right.
So.
And a lot of times, though, it's like after the fact, right, where they've already had viral views, and even if they were to tag you, it's kind of like you already missed the boat on that, right?
Exactly. The opportunity was already gone.
Yeah. So that's pretty. Is that something that happens? It's kind of frustrating.
It has happened. And it's been a problem on Instagram and Facebook for the past 4 years that there's no content ID as it is on YouTube.
Yeah.
That you can just steal whatever content you find and just post it as your own and watermark it or something, and that's really frustrating because I'm the one behind the content, and I'm the one who should be credited for the hard work put into it. Yeah.
Does that happen with you too? You see?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Okay.
It just happened yesterday.
Okay.
I put up a video. It was actually true for freestyle, and somebody used it. Somebody tagged me like, Tobias, check this out. Somebody used the video. So it happens regularly, and it's like Philip said, it's kind of frustrating when you're putting a lot of time into this, and then they don't really credit you, and when they might do a little later, it's too late. You're not going to gain anything from it, and doesn't really benefit you.
Yeah, because like as content creators, right, because you're creating content, and it takes a lot of time and creativity to come up with concepts, right?
Definitely.
And then it's kind of frustrating when a lot of these accounts, they're not creating anything, right? All they're doing is reposting, right?
Yeah.
And some of these
without credit.
Without credit and that's the worst, right? First of all, they're not even creating content to begin with, right? And they're just spending time. I'm sure it does take time, but they're just filtering through, looking through, and then reposting. And some of these accounts have like millions and millions of followers and views, right?
Yeah.
Like the thing is that without the pages that have, that repost stuff, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Okay.
But as long as they give credit, I'm
You're
fine
okay
with
it, right?
They don't even have to ask. Like just credit me, and I will, reap the benefit.
Right. Because even though it doesn't take as much work on their end because they're just reposting, right? They're still a platform, right? Exactly. So you appreciate it if just as long as you tag, then it's appreciated, right?
Yeah. Because they can give us a new audience, so it's good for us.
So it's okay. You're okay with it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So you don't look down on the fact that, man, you guys don't even create anything and all you do is just repost from 20 different accounts?
For me, is that...
Must be just me. I feel
that way. For me, is that these accounts are like a magazine, right?
Yeah.
So that I understand why not everyone wants to follow me, but I understand that there is an audience out there that might not know about me that might want to follow me if they see me, and for me, these accounts and these magazines are the way for those people to see me, because I can't grow organically and reach to those people organically. I need these repost pages to be able to find their way to me.
Okay. So what kind of what accounts do you guys follow regularly, and sites? What do you guys look at like on a regular basis?
Like on Instagram?
Instagram, websites, brands. What do you kind of like look at to follow? I'm kind of curious.
I'm not sure. Like
you can leave out the girly ones that you follow. We don't, you know what I mean? Like the appropriate ones.
I do follow a couple of big pages that do repost, and that's also a lot just to see what they're doing. Like I kind of look at it as a business thing. I don't always look at Instagram because I want to check out some stuff or I want entertainment, but it's more just like what are
what's
people
out there,
doing?
right?
Yeah, I want to learn.
Okay.
So it's people in my niche, what they're doing, if it's something different, does it work for them? But also in other niches and other sports, so I can maybe get some knowledge from them, bring it into freestyle. So skateboarders.
Are there certain accounts that you really do like as a fan? They really do good things, and I'm curious to see what they've updated or posted on.
Yeah.
Which ones?
My favorite account that is not freestyle related is Berrics.
Berrics. Okay, skateboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they're not too far from here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I wanted to go visit.
Okay.
waiting for the invite.
Yeah, I like their content too, right?
So
They're
basically,
creative.
Berrics is a repost page for skateboarding. So but they still promote their own skate park.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I'm a freestyler.
Yeah.
But they have their own agenda as well.
Right.
And they have Costin and Berra behind it, and they're able to tell their side of the story of everything that they post. And they're posting extremely good.
I have a question for you, okay?
Okay.
This is something I've been thinking about, right? One of the things that I think Berrics does well and is cool is, how they do skate, the game. So they have all these free, like skateboarders come through, pros.
Battle of the Berrics.
Battle of the Berrics, right? And they do a trick, and the guy tries to do it, and then it's like horse, right? And they get SK-AT.
And we have actually...
Do we have a freestyle version of that?
Yes.
Because I want to do that here. Like, when freestylers come through, let's do it, you know what I mean? But there isn't one, right?
There is.
Okay, what is it?
Me and Holmberg actually brought it in from Berrics. Both me and Holmberg
invented it? Created it?
Not reinvented, innovated it. We didn't change shit from what they have.
But what's the spelling? I'll think of a word that you Trick. Okay.
So
I think I have seen that.
So we just call it game of trick.
Okay. So TRICK,
yes.
right? And so you do a trick, and then he has to do it, and
you get one try.
Okay.
And it has to be clean. If you're on the on the defense, you can do it unclean. You get to redo exactly the same rules as the Berrics.
All right.
The only difference, well, there's actually not a difference, but trick means you can do it with your right foot and your left foot. That's two different tricks. So same with switch.
So you can call it, right? Saying it has to be like
weak foot.
Weak foot. Okay.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
And we actually.
Do you think freestylers would enjoy that, watching it, and fans?
We tried to have the first ever game of trick competition 2 weeks ago. Right.
Okay. You know what? I probably saw it on your Instagram. Is what it is. I saw it. Okay.
We live streamed it on the Swedish freestyle page.
Okay.
And it was like, as for that moment, we didn't have a setup. As we
what do you mean by setup?
We were 28 freestylers that was in the competition.
Okay.
And we needed to be, to get one winner.
Yeah.
And that was all in one day.
Right.
So
like 4 at max or something, huh? Is what it should be, right?
So Battle at the Berrics, it's more of a they shoot one time, and then they shoot another time, and then it becomes videos, So what we did is I would try to make a competition, and we made it in 2.5 hours. And it was a lot of fun, and I think that you can see what kind of freestylers have variety within freestyle, and it worked really well. We just need to be able to scale it down, make it shorter, make it more entertaining.
Right. I think we might have a pretty cool location where we could try it out today. You know what I mean? And then I might even compete against you guys. You guys start with, TRIC, you know what I mean? And then we go for it, right?
Sounds
and
good.
see how that goes, yeah? But you think that would be something that the audience would like to watch? Like a Berrics style, you know what I mean? Even if it's shortened format?
I think we need a bigger audience in order to get people interested in that, because I don't think that people have enough knowledge to understand what the difference is between a Lemons Mitch or a Lemons Tuzani.
Right.
I think we need to educate non-freestylers so that they can understand the difference, because now people know the difference between a kickflip and a heel flip.
Right.
Even though you're not skating, you know the difference. You see the difference.
Yeah. But you know what? When I watch those Battle of the Berrics, some of them I know and some I have no idea what they're doing, but it's just the entertaining.
But you gotta
aspect.
appreciate what they do, right?
Yeah, you appreciate the fact that they're doing this difficult skill that obviously you yourself would not be able to do. But then it's also the personalities. I don't, because I'm not a huge skateboard fan. But some of these guys, I have no idea who they are. But then their personalities come through, and then I start to kind of be a fan of them, and I look them up on social media. And I think, there's, opportunity there for freestylers as well.
So what me and Holmberg wants to do is that we want to try to make this a series, at least. So we actually tried to shoot a video of me and Holmberg battling against each other.
Yeah.
We did it 3 times, and we messed it all up, all 3 times. Bad focus. We chopped off our own feet, and one of them was cut in the middle of the whole thing. So we haven't been able to release a full game of trick yet. Yeah. But we're gonna.
Okay. But I think the key is to the right length, right? Because how long is the Battle of the Berrics? 5 minutes maybe?
One battle is depending on who's on the offense. Or on the offense, I think from 2 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's key.
And it's very, very
it's pretty fast paced, right? Yeah. So 2 to 5 minutes. I think same even for freestyle. If it was a battle, trick, 2 to 5 minutes. I think a general audience that is not even familiar with freestyle, and they only know F2, I think they would still enjoy it. So I think
so too. And me and Holmberg, obviously, we were trying to create content that is very similar to what Berrics do.
Okay.
We even stole
borrowed
a few concepts of theirs, Gram Your Selfie. And my new YouTube series actually came from the idea of Gram Your Selfie.
Three trick trial.
Yeah, so I have a series that called Three Trick Trial, and I make people comment one trick in the comments on my YouTube comment, and whenever I make a video, I'm gonna take 3 of those comments and I'm gonna make a combo of those 3 tricks in as many ways as I can and create like a cool combination. And I did one with Tobias. And they have this kind of the same idea at the Berrics, where but then they go specific, like backside 180 lip slide down the hubba. Do that, please. But when me and Holmberg tried this, everyone's like, can you do Palle Eldo combo blind clip with Scala no touch?
Like the
and
3 ones that
come on,
no one in the world is going to be able to replicate.
That's why I had to dumb it down. Like, okay, so say one trick, and I'm going to choose which one is better. And then I'm going to make,
your own
a combo out of it. And me and Tobias made a pretty cool video of it.
Nice. Okay, so now that you guys are coming up on the end of your trip, what do you guys got going on here in LA, and what do you guys got going on in the next 3 to 6 months that your supporters can look forward to? First of all, let's tackle today, man. What are we gonna do tonight? Where are we gonna go out tonight?
We don't really know yet. I think it's just gonna be South Beach. It's gonna take it easy. We have
Long Beach, not South Beach.
Sorry,
Long Beach. Same thing.
Second time.
Second time. Just gonna take it easy. Just hang out. It's more about just talking with all the guys, the freestylers. I don't think we're gonna party that hard.
You guys aren't like on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of the vegan being 1 freestyler and then the Russian freestylers being 10. Where are you guys in the party scale?
I would say I'm not that much of a party guy.
Like a 6, 7, 5?
Maybe. I like to party, but once in a while. But in general, I'm more like I'm caring about my health and I want to stay healthy and feel good. But a party once in a while doesn't hurt.
Sounds like a 6. What about you?
I think freestyle would say that that I do party a lot, but that's only because I only party with freestylers. Because when I'm not, at a freestyle event, when I'm at home, I train. I train a lot, and I almost never drink. So it's just training. But when I'm with freestylers, the occasional drink.
Got it. Okay. All right. So what do we have to look forward to in the next 3 to 6 months? So your supporters can, obviously for you, right? You have the brand that you're still working on, right? Anything else that you have kind of exciting to look forward to?
I don't know if I mentioned it, but I have a charity project in the Philippines.
Okay, no, you didn't. Let's talk about that.
A few years ago, I started a charity project where I help out and try to get people or children in poverty-stricken areas in Manila, try to get them to have an activity to do that is not, criminal activities. So football, street football, freestyle, and I try to give them a platform to create. And so I send them, materials, clothing, shoes, balls, and I pay for rent of halls, and I pay their fees to enter different competitions and cups. So I try to go there once every year.
Okay, this is in the Philippines, you said?
In Manila.
Okay, Manila.
So I try to go there once every year.
You're not just taking the trophy and leaving every year. You're actually giving back.
I'm giving back, hopefully more than I take. When it comes to the trophy.
Right.
So.
And what's the name of this?
Skilla in Manila.
Skilla in Manila.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I like that. It's like Thrill in Manila, but Skilla in Manila.
Exactly.
Okay. You have a website?
No, we only do Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram. Skilla in Manila.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. Okay. What about you, Tobias?
I think it's going to be a lot of traveling. Still working on new projects and new products for freestyle. But next week I'm going to Vietnam. It's another thing with a sponsor or a partner. And a lot of traveling. Still gonna product develop and always look for new concepts and new stuff to improve when it comes to freestyle and street football gear.
Okay, awesome, man. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Appreciate, your guys' support, love, and everything, all that good stuff. And definitely want to make sure that the freestyle fans and the greater community support you guys as well. And we wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.